everyone, welcome. I'm Lucila Williams, the founder of The Intentional Advisor and the author of the Intentional Insider blog. Okay, we're going to talk about money today. Is there a topic more fraught with emotion than money? Now, we talk about money every day, right? We're financial advisors, but I want to talk to you as a business owner and as a financial advisor. Do you really feel worthy of the income that you're reaching for? Okay, now the assumption here I'm making is you have a big goal. Is it $1 million a year in revenue? I don't know. Is it $500,000? I don't know where you are in your practice. When you think of that number, do you feel a little unworthy of that level of compensation? Now, some of you who watch this are going to have no idea what I'm talking about. And if that's the case, just turn me off now. But if you're like me and you struggle with this a little bit, you're gonna want to stay tuned, okay? So there are many hardworking advisors out there that don't feel they deserve the compensation that they're capable of making. And in some ways, they're undermining the success that they're capable of in their practice. And I totally get this. As a financial advisor, I am capable of making more money in 1 month than my mother did in an entire year. Now, my father passed away when I was very young. My mom worked really hard, did an amazing job. But it messes with your mind to know that you could make more in a month than a parent did in a year, right? So I really have had to think about this for myself. So I've come up with 3 questions that you may want to consider when reframing how you think about money and what it means about you. So first of all, I would like to look around you and identify people that have the kind of wealth that you aspire to, whether that's an income or a net worth, if you will, right? And ask yourself, what makes them inherently worth more than you? I think most of us will look around and say, wow, there's no difference between me and them. Now, I know some people that work really hard for their money, and we all know some people, right, that don't. So we can find examples on all ends of the spectrum there. But are they inherently worth more than you? A well-meaning financial advisor trying to change our clients' lives and improve them? Like, we definitely deserve to get compensated, right? Next, this one really helps me, number 2. What would I do with the money if I received it? Or let's say when I receive it. So really getting clear on why you need that additional money and what you would do with it is huge, because now it's not about I'm being greedy because I want this money, but I can make this impact in the world with this money, okay? The third question is to really, it's not so much a question as a reframe. It's for you to consider the money that you receive as evidence of increased impact in the world. So if you're getting more effective at what you do over time, do you deserve a little more? If you are serving more people, do you deserve a little bit more? If you're becoming more of an expert in your field, do you deserve to make more money? I think the answer to all of those things is yes. So as we progress along, I think it's normal for our threshold of what we think we should get compensated to go up, and you got to be open to allowing that. So I've had to work on this myself because I've hit a threshold in my kind of revenue in both my businesses where I want to reach for more, but it feels a little greedy, right? So for me, I want to talk a little bit about the answer to those 3 questions. So the first question for me is, are other people worth more than I am? Okay. I will tell you, I think you know if you're in the intentional advisor community, that I have a sincere desire to help both my clients and also the advisors I work with. I am willing to work for free, work hard, work and get paid. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to improve the financial planning industry and the lives of my clients. So do other people deserve money more than me? I don't think so. I really think that I have sincere intentions and I deserve money, okay? Second, what would I do with all that money I want, right? So I'm reaching for a higher number. What would I do? Well, I'll tell you the first thing I'd do is I'd pay my staff more. I would love, and I have a goal of having overcompensated staff, right? Not on par compensated staff. That's probably about where we are right now. Like, I want them to feel completely valued and to feel like as Lotus and the intentional advisor grow, like they grow with it and like they get a piece of that because of the investment they've made in energy and time in us, right? So 2, I would love to buy a building And the reason I want to buy a building is I want to create the ultimate client experience, both for the people that work in our practice, like how amazing it is to create our own universe that we live in, our little world, but also for our clients. And I will tell you, I would invest in more education for myself. So I looked back, and over the last 3 years, since before I started the Intentional Advisor, I spent $8,500 on online training, on figuring out this new business model, on how to reach more people, on how to build online courses, on how to like create more effective trainings. I mean, $8,500, it's like a ton in about 3 years. And I'll tell you what, if I felt like I had more money to spend and I wasn't being ridiculous, I would spend more. So spending more on learning and growing so that I could bring more would be definitely one of the things that I would do. I would save for my own future and my family even more, right? So knowing that my husband and my stepdaughter and extended family are all taken care of. Now I'm trying to do that now, but you know, with more money, I could do that even better. There are charities that I would write bigger checks to. So the cool thing is we've been able to invest or donate a good portion, about 5% of our revenues is what we tend to donate. So as we grow, the checks we write grow. So, and we believe in the charities that we're supporting, the CF Foundation, Funding the Future. There's a whole bunch of organizations that we like to support with our energy, our time, and our money. So those numbers would go up as well. I would be able to support friends and family when they're in need. You know, not everyone around us has been so successful, and many of them have, but maybe they don't have the potential for so much income. And there have been times in the last couple of years where someone in our community has been in need. And I want to be able to write a check and say, wow, you know, let me help with that. It's just no strings attached, no loan, no get back to me, no payment plans. Like, let me help. Because I know that life isn't always easy for everyone. And what if we could just make it a little bit easier because I had it to give, right? And then the list could go on and on and on of all the things that I would do with the increased amount of money that I'm reaching for myself. I am certain, or at least I hope, you have a list like that too. Because as soon as you can put dollar amounts to that and you realize, wow, I really need a lot more money, it becomes easier to accept the idea of making more money, right? So finally, the third kind of question or reframe is, you know, how can I view it as evidence of the increased impact in the world? So for me, I'm trying really hard to give a lot of value to the Intentional Advisor community, to do free trainings and lives and cost trainings at every point so that someone brand in the industry could get what they need and someone, you know, kind of further along can get the one-on-one coaching they need. I am really trying to change my little corner of the world, and I actually see the impact of my work growing. There are practices out there running in a new way because of the work we're doing. So wouldn't it make more sense that wouldn't it make sense that I would make a little bit more money as I go along? So I will tell you, just kind of like walking through that on this, I actually feel much more entitled, that's not quite the right word, but much more deserving of the money that I'm reaching for. And I don't know about you, sometimes I have to go back kind of and actually write those things down and go, oh yeah, like if I had that money, I would do this with it, I would do that with it. Like the world would be a better place because we made more money. So I don't know, like once again, I don't know if you struggle with this or not. I know that some of you out there do. So I would challenge you to go through those 3 questions. Let me recap them really quick. Kind of, are other people inherently worth more money than you? Okay. 2, what would you do with the money if you received it or when you receive it? 3, should you make more money because of the increased impact and effectiveness you have in the world? Okay, those are the 3 questions. I would ask you to actually sit down with those questions, write out your answers. There is something that changes when you actually write it out longhand, okay? So sit down with a journal or a notepad and get those answers down on paper for you. Because you may not realize it, but you think there's a reasonable amount of money that you should be receiving, and your potential may be larger than that, okay? So just 5 minutes, answer those 3 questions, and let me know if it changes the way you feel about receiving money. Now, if you struggle with this and want to really surround yourself with other like-minded people that are also working towards making a big impact in the world, which may mean a big income as well, come join the Intentional Advisor Facebook group. It is a fantastic group of advisors throughout the country, all different broker-dealers, all different experience levels, really trying to be advice-based intentional advisors. So if you need a peer group like that to help you think through some of these these things, come join the Intentional Advisor Mastermind group. The link will be on this page down below. So if you have enjoyed this training, I would ask that you share it. You know, maybe there's somebody else in your life you know that struggles with this idea of making more money than they feel like they deserve. So please, if you want to share this idea that money is just evidence of your impact, then please send off an email or share a link on Facebook or LinkedIn, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this training, and I would really challenge you to look for a way today or this week to add a little bit more purpose into your life and your business. So I will see you next time, and you can always find me in the Mastermind group if you have any questions or, you know, challenges that you need some help with. I'll talk to you soon.